Hey nerds, I just want to do a quick review of the Danner Mountain Light 1s. Uh, these are the boots, old school, old school styling from like the 60s and 70s. Thick laces, which I absolutely love. What you'll probably find in retail stores are the Mountain Light 2s with Cascade Clovis leather. This is just Cascade leather. I believe the main difference between the ones and the twos are the twos have a thinner leather, more pliable, I believe. The ones here also have fabric insole, as you can see. It's called Drylax. It's a proprietary fabric that Danner uses in their boots before they started using Gore-Tex. And the Mountain Light 2s have Gore-Tex in them. I specifically look for these ones because your feet tend to breathe better with the Drylax fabrics. They don't get as hot, and I found that my feet were extremely sweaty and cooking with the Gore-Tex. It just did not breathe at all. If I had my way, there would be no fabric lining in it. It would just be just like a typical leather lining inside the boot. You can get that, but the boot is called the Mountain Trails. Looks similar, but there's some differences to it. So as I said before, the leather is Cascade. It's a thicker leather for Danner. It's made out of one-piece construction. So all of this is just cut out from one piece of leather. As you can see, the seam on the back here, it's one of the only seams on the boot. The reason why they do that, more seams on a boot means there's more areas for water to get into it. So these are considered more water resistant than say other boots out there. They have a stitch down construction. They don't have a Goodyear welt. So as you can see, it's just, this isn't a welt here, it's just this piece of leather that's folded out. It's stitched onto a rubber midsole, and then there's sort of like a foam rubber cushioning that's added to it. And then the very bottom outsole is Vibram rubber. As you can see, nice lug sole to it. The big thing that you'll notice is that it's all one piece, and there's no designated heel. Like, as you can see here, it just sort of flows down and then flows back up to where the heel is. It's not like a big strong cutoff, 90-degree angle there. So, but it's extremely comfortable, especially because of the foam. Because of the foam, it's absolutely great. I think it's a reason why the boots don't come with an insole. There's no insole in them at all. You're just placing your foot on the inside booty. That's the Drylax fabric. That's it. There's not even sort of like a half orthotic insole that they include in some of their other boots. I have no idea why they do this. It's frustrating because you're dropping a shitload of money for these boots already, and then you have to fork out some money for an insole. I don't know. It just seems. Anyways. But I want to talk about the leather. It's quite firm when you first get the boot. It took me about a week and a half, 2 weeks for the boot to break in. My feet are extremely sensitive, so that's why it took so long. But what I had to do is I took some natural conditioner, Red Wing natural conditioner. It's got pine tin, mink oil, and beeswax. And I just applied it to the leather, all over the tongue, everything, let it absorb in. It absorbs extremely quickly because the boots, it's not a pull-up oil leather or anything. It's just sort of standard, I don't want to say veg tan, but anyways, I apply 3 coats, and so I allow it to absorb, dry off in between each coat. So it took me about like a day and a half for me to finish that. But the big thing I want to talk about is the tongue of the boot. As you can see here, it's part of the one-piece construction, but when you open it up, you have a large piece of leather here that they stitch onto it. And when you fold it over, it creates a gusset on both sides, so it's water resistant up until your ankles, up until around here. But one thing I want to talk about is that it is thick. Like, there are a lot of pieces of leather that fold on top of each other, and underneath the pieces of leather is the Drylix fabric, as you can see. So by the time you fold it over your boot, you've got 1, 2, 3 pieces of leather, and maybe 1, 2, 3 layers of this Drylix fabric. So it gives the boot sort of its signature look, where it tends to come up higher. That's the reason why it comes up higher. It all has to do with the tongue. But what I found difficult with the tongue is because of all the layers on it. You put your foot in, after you wear it for a bit, it kind of, if your boots are tied too tight, or if the leather flaps are just positioned just the wrong way, you can find some pressure points on the top of your foot, and when you take the boots off, you'll have noticeable indentations along this part of your foot. So that's the only downside about having this tongue. Just one more thing I want to talk about is generally on the back here, there's a tab that comes up. I always cut that off. I've had these boots twice. This is my second pair. I sold off my first pair because of the Gore-Tex. But with this, I cut off the tab because if you're wearing pants, they're coming up, they're coming down, you're bending your knees and everything. The pant cuff is coming up and down, and it's always getting caught on this. So I just took scissors, cut it off straight. You can't tell the difference, but it's just one way that I altered the boot to make it more practical for me. Got D-ring eyelets, which I absolutely love. Give the retro look of the boot. Thick red cotton laces. They come with another set of laces that are sort of paracord, but they're the same colored red. All right, that sort of sums up everything. If you want to know more about the boot, about the actual construction of itself, look up Rose Anvil, their page on YouTube. They actually take a bandsaw and cut the boot in half. You get to see all of the different parts of construction, the midsoles, everything all the way up to the Drylix lining, everything. It's pretty cool. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, any comments, please leave it in the comment section. This is my first time doing video. I'm just using my iPhone, and it's perched perilously on top of some books and other things. So I don't have a tripod or anything like that. Maybe if I get some interest in this video, maybe I'll start making a series of some other things. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you have a good day.